How does one get their TSA certification? I want to talk about that on this segment of the Gig Geezer. I want to start by sharing that this is my expounding upon a response that I actually gave to another person's response on a content creator's short, and that person asked about how does one get a TSA certification because they were unable to book a brokered opportunity. They may have held their TWIC card or their TWIC credential, but they were unable to book the load because they didn't have the TSA certification. Now, I have both. I have TWIC card. TWIC means Transportation Workers Identification Credential. And then there's the TSA certification, which is the Transportation Safety Administration certification. Both items can be found on the TSA's website, which is www.tsa.gov. Transportation Safety Administration is a federal agency, and the TWIC card falls under that auspices, the TSA. Along with having your TWIC, having TSA certification at least merits a driver a broker's consideration of his or her bid for a brokered opportunity that involves ports and airports. In fact, this inset this inset that you're seeing here is where I actually delivered a brokered opportunity to the port in Wilmington, North Carolina, and that's from a couple of months ago. It originated in Charlotte, and again, the drop-off was at an actual ship in Wilmington, North Carolina. And because I had both a TWIC card, a TWIC, and TSA certification, that put me at the top of the list. I also did a short on having a TWIC card, and that one was documented while I dropped off a brokered opportunity in Atlanta. But first of all, what you should be able to do is make the correlation that a TWIC and TSA certification go hand in hand if you are in the delivery and transport game. A TWIC requires a federal background check. It also requires you paying $125. Once you're noticed of having passed that background check, you will then need to visit a local processing center where you'll need to show proof of identification with a valid government ID form or passport, your birth certificate or naturalization papers, and you need to submit fingerprints. You'll also have to take a photo. You will then receive your TWIC card in the mail. I know from personal experience with brokers, they will ask drivers to send them photos of both, send them a screenshot of both the front and back of their TWIC card. Now, the card is good for 5 years upon issuance. My card, for example, was issued in May 2023. It is good until May 2028. At that time, I would need to pay $60 renewal. Now, a TWIC is an alternate form of identification, but it does not replace your driver's license. But it can be used to obtain pre-check status when boarding planes as a passenger. The TSA certification is essentially proof that you have some understanding of the security measures and protocols at ports and airports with regards to security at these areas. Basic understanding about areas not being easily, it's all about having a basic understanding about areas not being easily accessible to the public, and cargo and freight items that are being properly enclosed and things along those lines. It's been my experience the way you gain your TSA certification is by dealing with a broker who may sponsor both the testing and the tutorial that is needed to complete the process for your TSA certification. So what I mean by that is in 2023 there was a brokered opportunity that we had agreed on numbers, but then I was told that I needed to take a TSA certification. You have your TWIC card, but you need your TSA certification. And this broker explained that there's a training and testing portal that would take about 30 to 45 minutes for me to complete before they can send me the rate confirmation sheet. The training portal, at least based on my experience, because I've taken 2 of them. I took a TSA 8 certification test and a TSA 9 certification test. I don't know anything about TSA 10 yet, but as of now, the most current one is a TSA 9 certification. The training portal is a series of video slides that you would check, that you would view, and then once you complete the training slides, the testing portion is a series of 10 questions, of which you must answer at least 7 correct in order to be TSA certified. Once you pass the test, then the portal will then generate a PDF of your certificate that you then have in your possession, that you would show brokers. In addition, you would show brokers along with your TWIC card that you have the necessary credentials for those type of brokered opportunities. Now, if you're asking me which brokers, I don't have any list. I really don't, because what I did was in 2023, and there were 2 brokers whom I had dealt with that spoke of sponsoring the training and the testing. What I have seen, like most of you, is that there are brokered opportunities that will specifically explain that you must have TWIC, or you must have both TWIC and TSA 9 certification. Typically, those are going to be those opportunities that deal with ports, your shipping ports and your airports, and typically it's going to deal with shipping ports and airports, and also some places, and it may also deal with freight forwarding places as well. Somehow it's going to be dealing with cargo that is likely to be shipped out to another country. Most likely it's going to be dealing with cargo that's shipped out to another country, and so it has to go through certain clearances, and you must have certain clearances to even transport that. Now, what I will share with you about one of my last experiences, which was that Wilmington brokered opportunity. Once I arrived at the port at Wilmington, I found out that each port is going to have its own it's going to have its own criteria for gaining clearance. In fact, my TWIC card only got me to the door. I ended up having to go through another round of clearance in order to gain access to the port. Same thing like military bases. I've shared about another brokered opportunity on this segment of the Gig Geezer, where I went to in Georgia to Fort Moore, or the former Fort Benning. I was allowed to go on base without any background check because I was able to present my TWIC card to the gate to the gate guard. So but then again, I've gone to other military installations, like here in Columbia, South Carolina, with Fort Jackson, or in Virginia, Fort Eustis, and they told me that what we do is completely different. TWIC card means nothing to them. So I literally had to gain clearance by them running my background with their security apparatus. So lastly though, and by the way, if you like the content that's been provided in this segment or in any other segment, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. Lastly, if you do obtain both your TWIC and TSA certification, make sure that these people pay you for your certifications, because there's things that you had to do to get that certification. That sets you apart from other people who get that, who are looking to get those loads. Don't accept $1 a mile. Don't accept $1.25 a mile. Try to get some money for those opportunities. I mean, I can't stress that enough. I can't stress that enough. You're doing yourself a disservice if you've got those type of certifications and you're actually taking bottom buster money. So with that, hopefully the information that hopefully what I've shared with you is of some help and some motivation. If you like the content that's been provided in this segment or in any other segment, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. I'm Inwood Lane. As always, may your grind and may your hustle continue.